Hello my dear sewing friends, it's Alisa here, and in this video I really want to bring you 8 quick and easy as well as useful projects that have stood the test of time. Now I think it's safe to say that just like you, I absolutely love a good quick and easy project, and I've definitely done my own share of those in my personal sewing and right here on YouTube. And while these projects can be really fun and exciting and super cute, I've also come to discover over the years that not a lot of them are super functional, meaning that you make it, but you don't really end up using it as much as you have hoped for it. And don't get me wrong, some projects are very niche projects and then you use it for that particular circumstance. But in this video, I really wanted to give you those projects that I use and my family uses on a regular basis. Now, don't forget that this list might look very, very different for you because obviously we're all different people, different needs. So as always, take what works for you and then figure out the rest. So without any further ado, let's get started. All right, so first let's go ahead and venture into the kitchen. This is probably one of the busiest rooms in our home, and here are some sewing projects that we use every single day, multiple times a day, ever since I've made these, which was about 2 years ago. Towels, of course, are a must pretty much in any kitchen, but then the cloth napkins completely replaced any of the paper products that we used before, so paper napkins and paper towels. Now, from time to time, we will have paper products if we do have company, which doesn't happen too often, but for those occasions, we do have a little stack. But other than that, for our personal needs, we use cloth napkins. Now, sometimes I do get a question whether it was difficult to transition my family from using paper products to cloth napkins, and how did that go? And honestly, it just sort of happened. Everybody went along. And I also often get a question about how do I do laundry when I have a stack of these, because I do have a slightly larger stack because some of these are dirty. Now I do keep sort of like a basket or a bucket underneath the kitchen sink. Now this is not my kitchen or my kitchen cabinets because our kitchen is so tiny I can't even get there with a camera, but you get the concept. So I keep it right underneath the kitchen sink. Everybody knows that's the place for dirty towels and dirty napkins, and once it fills up, I can go ahead and get the laundry done. So I can definitely say that as far as quick and easy sewing projects for your home, this is definitely the most used one, at least in our family. For detailed tutorials on how to make the napkins or the towels, you will see links in the description of this video, step-by-step tutorial guiding you through, so that way if you want to make some, you totally can. Alrighty, now it is quite possible that I'm one of the last people on this planet Earth who's still using their apron, but it is one of those quick and easy projects, at least in our home, that gets a ton of use and daily wear. Now, this one I made just recently last year, and it is quite funky looking, a little bit of retro vibes, because it is made from fabric scraps. But I do love it, it adds a little bit of pop of color. This one, however, was made about 3 years ago for my little one. It still fits, and she still wears it every single time she's helping me with cooking or when we're doing arts and crafts or anything messy like that. I do have another apron which is made from denim, and that one I use when I do like fabric dyeing or acrylic paints or anything like that. So again, it might be not the most exciting project, but it has definitely stood the test of time. Alright, let's mix it up with a project that all of us have known for years, for decades, and of course I'm talking about scrunchies. In our home, there are 2 of us who use them. It's me and my daughter. And the fun part is that I remember making scrunchies when I was about 10 years old, which was 20 some years ago. And now, all this time later, I'm making scrunchies for my little one. Now here are 2 extra tips that I wanted to give you regarding scrunchies. Number 1, for my scrunchies, I use about 1/2 inch wide elastic, so that way they hold better. They sort of have a better grip and they're not as flimsy. And number 2, if you've ever thought about making a little bit of extra money with sewing, scrunchies could be a really great product to sort of enter that craft fair market space. And also you can use your beautiful fabric scraps for them. The only sort of like advisory that I would have for it is that it's really easy to go overboard with making scrunchies from your fabric scraps, and the reality is you can only wear so many, so definitely keep that in mind. This next project has definitely stood the test of time. In fact, one of these you always see in my videos, and the other two are in the living room. And these are these rope baskets. Now, for us, they act like a catch-all spaces, but they don't have to. It's just what we have designated them for. Here in my sewing space, it holds a little box of pins, some markers, sometimes a pencil, some chalk, a couple of clips, little scissors, and everything else that I need in order to mark, pin, and do everything else when it comes to sewing. Upstairs, one of them holds the remotes and little cords, and the other one loose change and loose little articles that just sort of float around the living room. The fun part is that you can make them much bigger. For us, a small size was definitely the way to go, but these are made out of rope, and it's really fun to try something different and sort of deviate a little bit from working just with fabric. So it's one of those projects that I think you're going to enjoy, and for us, it has definitely served well. As always, all of the tutorials that you will need for all of the projects that I mentioned today will be linked in the description of this video. Next, let's talk about a super popular quick and easy project. Definitely great for beginners, great for building your skills, also great for different purposes, and it comes in so many different shapes and sizes. And of course, we're talking about a zipper pouch. I think this is a really great example of those useful projects that I'm talking about. So this is a cosmetic bag that I made quite a few years back, and ever since I've been using it every single day. So it has all of the stuff that I need to get ready for the day, and that's one of the reasons why I advocate for those useful projects, because I can't even begin to describe to you how it fills that cup of purpose, that cup of meaning when it comes to your sewing and your creative hobbies. Now here I would definitely issue the same advisory as I did for the scrunchies. It really is easy to go slightly overboard with making these because you can also use your fabric scraps for it. It's so fun with playing with colorful zippers and adding this and that little nifty things to your bags and experimenting with different designs. And I think for the last few years I haven't made too many for my home or family because we just use what we have. But these are great as gifts because these are multifunctional, and as mentioned, can take so many shapes and forms. It can be a cosmetic bag, a coin purse, it could be a travel bag, whatever you would like. For the gifts, this is a great universal item. Now this next project has definitely stood the test of time, and now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember exactly when I made these, but it's been quite a while, and we use them every single day. And those are covers for the pillows on our sofa. Now some of these are made using an envelope closure, so it's really easy. Some of these are made using a zipper, but whichever way you go about it, it is still a very quick and useful project for your home, if you use something like this, of course. In some cases, it might be much cheaper to just go out and buy those throw pillows, but in a scenario where you already have all of the materials at home, let's say you have a really fun fabric stash, all of the necessary things because you don't really need much to make a pillow cover, then why not have some fun with sewing? You can put prints together, you can do some quilting, you can do some panels and whatnot, and then create a really nice and fresh look for your home and something that you're actually going to be using. This one is more like a category, so we're going to throw in a bunch of things in here. So think of projects like hats, scarves, beach cover-ups, ponchos, or anything like that. Once you make the one that you really like and the color and the texture and in the fiber content that suits your needs, we end up using these for years and years. I think this is a good example of one of those niche projects or more like weather-specific projects because you're not going to wear a scarf like this in the summertime, right? But when the right weather comes, you're definitely going to pull this out and wear it again. And of course, to wrap up our list, the quick and easy project that a lot of us use on a daily basis is a tote. Now, I'm wondering, what are the projects that you have made that has served you really well over the years? If you'd like, let us know in the comments below. And have you ever wondered if there are some sewing machine secrets that you didn't know existed? So satisfy your curiosity, click right over here. Until next time, happy, thoughtful sewing. I'll see you very soon. Bye!